So are you thinking about making a move to the Brentwood, Tennessee area? If so, then stay tuned because in today's video, I am going to be giving you a look at a map of Brentwood just so you can get better acquainted of where things are in the Brentwood community. All of that and more coming up in today's video. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin Martin and I'm a local Nashville real estate agent and founder of the Caitlin Martin team. I specialize in working with out-of-staters looking to relocate to the Middle Tennessee area. Now, if this is your first time stopping by my channel, thank you so much. Please feel free to click subscribe down below so that you are the first to know every time I release new video content all about making a move to the Middle Tennessee area. Now, as I promised, we are going to be taking a look at a map of Brentwood. I know a lot of times when you're starting to do that research online, it can kind of feel overwhelming trying to get your bearings of just where different things are located in the Nashville community, especially if you've never been here before, if you've never done the boots on the ground research. It can be kind of hard to get an idea of where things are. What is the proximity? Where is it in relationship to, say, the airport or to downtown? So we're going to be taking a look at all of that in today's video. So let's go ahead and dive on in and take a look at the map. Okay, so now we're taking a look at a map of Brentwood. So as you can see, Brentwood is defined with this red dotted line. So this gives you an idea of just where all Brentwood is encompassed. So as you can see, a lot of Brentwood is going to be falling to the east side of 65. There is still part of the Brentwood community there's still going to be a part of Brentwood that is going to fall to the west side of 65. However, you can see the majority of Brentwood is going to be over here on the other side of 65. Now let's zoom out and take a look at where Brentwood is in relationship to Nashville. So as you can see, Brentwood is going to be south down Interstate 65. And as you can see, the Nashville airport, it's going to be located just a little bit east of the heart of downtown. So from Brentwood, depending on which route you take, really you're looking between 20 to 30 minutes. It could be a little bit longer if there is bad traffic, but that's a good general range. Now, from Nashville, Brentwood is going to be between 15 to 20 minutes away, just depending on, again, traffic and where you're located within the Brentwood community. So let's take a closer look at Brentwood itself. So as I've told people, when they're looking at making a move to the Middle Tennessee area, a lot of times they're wondering, like, where is shopping? What do they need to know? What is the difference between Brentwood and Franklin, which I have done a video on that. So if you're curious about Brentwood versus Franklin, you can go and check out that video. One thing that I tell people, Brentwood does not have its own unique little downtown shopping area like Franklin does. Downtown Franklin is one of the biggest draws for people. They love the charm. Downtown Franklin basically feels like a Hallmark movie. So that is why a lot of people love Franklin. And then they ask, okay, well, where's Brentwood? Brentwood does not have its own downtown. So Brentwood is actually a community that was developed really starting back in like the 1970s to 1980s. There was a lot of farmland that they've now developed. One of the pros about Brentwood is the fact that you can get a great home that's going to sit on a little bit of a larger lot size, which is something that some people are really drawn to. Most of Brentwood is going to fall within Williamson County. Now, I have done a video about Williamson County and the various towns within Williamson County if you want to take a look, just because there is a lot that goes into Williamson County, and I talk about the reasons why people desire to be in Williamson County. But within Brentwood, most of it is going to fall within Williamson County. However, there is a sliver that runs kind of along this top dotted line that will fall into Davidson County. So that is something to keep in mind if schools are important to you and you're wanting to specifically be within a certain Williamson County public school within Brentwood. Just know most of it is, but there is this sliver that runs right along this line that will fall into Davidson County. Now, with the Brentwood community, there may not be a downtown area like, say, Franklin. However, they do have a great shopping community, which is going to be this Hill Center, and it's located right off of 65. This is the Old Hickory Boulevard exit. And so all right along, so as I zoom in, So right along this is going to be Franklin Road. So right along that is where you're going to find different shopping, different offices. This is where, you can find your fresh market. So it's all going to run up and down this Franklin Road. This is where you can find the home goods, the TJ Maxx. There is another great furniture place called Stock and Trade Co. that's located here in the same shopping center as TJ Maxx and Home Goods. So this is where your primary shopping area is going to be that services the Brentwood community. Now, I say that, and then let's back out just a little bit, because as you can see, this star down here, this is Cool Springs. Now, most of Cool Springs, the things that you're going to go for, like say Sam's Club, Costco, all that, it will fall over here on the west side of 65, but there is still a part of Cool Springs that is over to the east side of 65. And so as you can tell, that kind of backs up right into this lower eastern portion of Brentwood. So Brentwood not only has the Hill Center, but it also is in close proximity to Cool Springs as well, which makes it really nice and convenient for those that are living in Brentwood. So those are a couple of things to keep in mind. Now, of course, there's not only grocery stores aren't only limited to those two specific areas that we've talked about. However, if we're looking at the major shopping centers, those are going to be your two biggest ones that are going to service the Brentwood area. Now, a couple other things to talk about. So as I mentioned before, this is going to be not terribly far from downtown Nashville. One of the things that people love to come and enjoy when especially if there's somebody that's outdoorsy, they do love Radnor Lake State Park. Now, this lake is not one that you go boating on or get on. This is one where people go and walk around the lake. It's a state park, so it is protected. It's really beautiful, especially in the fall with the leaves. So again, it's just nice to know that is in really nice close proximity to the Brentwood community. Another thing that I want to point out is the Governor's Club. So a lot of times I have people asking me about the various gated neighborhoods. And so the Governor's Club is going to be one of those neighborhoods, and it is going to be located here off of Concord Road. Now, the Governor's Club, I have included it in a video where I talk about gated communities within the Williamson County area. The Governor's Club is one. It's got a great, beautiful golf course, gorgeous homes. There are some opportunities for some newer homes, but the Governor's Club is also a really nice established gated community. So you can find older existing homes. But the Governor's Club is one of those sought after gated communities that we have within the Brentwood community. And another reason why people can be drawn to live in the Brentwood area, kind of mentioned it before, public school scores within Williamson County in general, but there can be people that want to be zoned for Ravenwood High School, because if you go and look at greatschools.org, Ravenwood High School does get a 10 out of 10 score. So Ravenwood is going to be located here. It's going to be on the southern portion of Brentwood, and it's going to be running along Wilson Pike. Now, Wilson Pike is actually one of my personal favorite roads to go drive because it is absolutely beautiful. You start right there, actually around Ravenwood High School. You kind of crest a hill and you can see all the rolling hills off in the distance, and it's really, really beautiful. So that is just something to kind of keep in mind. If you're wondering where the various schools are, that's where Ravenwood High School is going to be located. Now, that's not the only high school to take a look at. There are other great, rated schools. You can go, again, check out greatschools.org within Brentwood. Now, another thing to mention about Brentwood, if you take a look right here, it says Rosebrook Brentwood. This is actually one of the newer luxury communities being built within Brentwood. In fact, Rosebrook is actually the neighborhood that was a part of the Parade of Homes for 2022. Now, we did not have a 2023 Parade of Homes, but we will have a Parade of Homes 2024, which is going to be another new neighborhood within Brentwood. So if you're interested in learning more about that, I will be featuring that that neighborhood coming up here soon. But that is where Rosebrook is located. If you want to learn more about Rosebrook, I actually have a video on it. Feel free to check it out. Also, don't hesitate to go take a look at my Parade of Homes, part 1 and part 2, because that is just going to be able to show you the different homes that are an example of the builder's work of all the builders that do build in Rosebrook. And then one other thing to talk about with Brentwood, I did mention before that it was a lot of farmland that's been developed into these more established neighborhoods, but Brentwood is also really beautiful because they've done a great job of still keeping, it's not overbuilt like certain parts of Nashville. Some people have said that certain parts of Nashville have been overbuilt with just the amount of people that have moved here in the last decade or so. But as you can see over here on the west side of Brentwood, you do have a lot of green space just outside of the lines of Brentwood. You can see Crockett Park. You can see this Marcella Vivrette Smith Park. And then of course you got Radnor Lake State Park. So you do have a lot of beautiful nature around you. So I hope that was helpful. Couple of main roads just to know about the Brentwood. Like I said, this is Franklin Road. You also have Interstate 65 that runs through Brentwood. Then you also have Concord Road, Wilson Pike. Those are all going to be major roads that go through Brentwood. So if you are here, you're doing the boots on the ground research. Of course, I would encourage you to reach out to us because we have an entire awesome system in place to help you get best acquainted with the area. But if you're here, you're learning more, just know those are some of the major roads that go through the Brentwood area. So a couple of other things to know about Brentwood before we wrap up this video. So Brentwood, the average sales price point as of January 2024 was $1.769 million. So keep that in mind. The median price was sitting right at $1.1 million. So Brentwood is going to have a higher entry price point than other communities within the Williamson County area. Also, a couple of things to note about Brentwood. Yes, there are new communities that are being developed. However, you're also going to find a majority of the housing opportunity within Brentwood will be single-family homes in established neighborhoods, but they're typically going to sit on a little bit larger size of a lot. Kind of like I mentioned before, you have more of an opportunity to be closer to that half acre to acre. However, there is a bit of an exchange to get the little bit of a larger piece of land. Typically, the house is going to be a little bit older. Now, you can find renovated opportunities. It's all going to depend. But like I mentioned, Rosebrook is only one of several new build opportunities that are happening within Brentwood. But just be aware that Brentwood's entry price point, its average sales price point, is going to be in that 1.1 to 1.7 range, and it does scale up to over 5-6 million, just depending on what community that you are looking in. Now, if you are interested in making a move to Brentwood or learning more about making a move to the Middle Tennessee area, please do not hesitate to contact me. All of my contact information is below. If you're ready to start that conversation, I actually have a link down below that you can go ahead and click to book a Zoom discovery call with me to talk more about what it is that you're looking for and see if we are a great fit to work together. If you're not quite ready for that just yet, that's okay too. I actually have a free Nashville relocation guide down below that you can just click to download. Again, my name is Caitlin Martin. I'll see you next time.